Hey, what's up, my friend? So, for those of you who know me, I'm Rayner, the guy from Trading with Rayner, the trader, the guy who talks about trading. But today's video is nothing to do about trading, right? It's actually something that has been on my mind that I just really want to get out, and I'm just doing this video over here to share my thought with you to why your children's future is at stake, right? It's in danger. So, I'm from Singapore. I have two kids myself, Ray and Jay. One is about 3 months old, one's 3 years old. And when I look around me, every mother, son, daughter is trying to put their kids to the best school, the best education, best enrichment class, put them through university, masters or whatever, as far as possible to give them so-called that edge. And here's the thing, right? In trading, when the herd is all doing the same thing, you know that that's a recipe for disaster. So think about this, 20 years down the road, people around you who are parents themselves are pushing their kids through university. It's clear, right, that there will be many degree holders out there in the market. Even now, right now, there's a lot of degree holders out there in the market. So simple economics will tell you what happens when supply goes up, right? When supply goes up. Common sense tells you that the price will drop. And no, I'm not referring to the price of your degree. The cost of your degree education is only going to go up over time. When I'm talking about price, it's your salary. The salary of your kids, right? The starting salary. Because if you think about this, a company, the employer, he has thousands of degree graduates to choose from. He doesn't need to, give a high salary to entice them, to give them the carrot. In fact, I can reduce the size of the carrot and people will still take up their job because there's just way too many people out there with degree. And if you think about those foreign labor coming in, that could even, drive down the price even lower. So let me share with you a story, right? I graduated with a private degree with the University of London. I had a first class honors. And when I graduated, I thought that, man, I'm pretty big shot, right? First class honors, not bad. And the cold hard truth is that when I applied for a job, I studied banking, by the way. I applied for a banking job. I told them, I wanted 3.5k from the start. No one responded to me. And it got so bad that I had to go down to a so-called recruitment agency to help me find a job because I can't find it myself, even though I graduated with a first class honor. So I went down to the recruitment agency and they, asked, what job are you looking for? Your starting salary, and I told him, say 3.5k. The guy gave me the look. Like, are you an idiot? Right? So he straight away told me, right, 3.5k is out of the question, right? What we can offer is 2.5k because he forgot to mention that, I need to pocket, another 500 to 1,000 at the back of the scene. But of course, he didn't tell me that, but he told me, say, 2.5k is the market rate for someone with a private degree, regardless of whether you got first class honor, last class honor, doesn't matter, that's 2.5k, that is the rate. When I hear that, I'm like, well, since I'm still unemployed, right, I guess I better shut up and just take whatever comes my way. After 1 week, nothing. After 2 weeks, nothing. After 3 weeks, no news. And that's when I kind of realized that having a first class honor, I couldn't even get a job that pays me 2.5k. So let that sink in for a while. And that happened about, I'm 30 plus this year. That's about, I think, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, around there. What about 10 years time, 20 years time, when your child has a degree like me, maybe a first class honor, but the difference is that the magnitude is amplified 10 times, 100 times. Okay? So, what's the solution? I mean, I don't want just, be a fearmonger, create this so-called problem in your face, and then I don't provide any solution. So I've been thinking about, and I realized that in this day and age, things are moving fast. Those that kind of succeed in life, I don't want to use the word succeed, but those who can thrive in the economy, right, are those who can solve problems. Really. Unfortunately, this is something that the school won't really teach you. They want the model answer, the perfect answer. There's no how to say variation of the perfect answer. It's either yes or no. But in the real life, it's not like that. There's yes, there's a strong yes, there's a perfect yes, there may be a small yes. There's a variation to the answers in life. And if you ask me, right, what I'm thinking right now is that if my kids doesn't want to get a degree education, I'm not going to force them. But what I want to put into them is the value to solve problems, to be someone who can adapt to ever-changing conditions and to solve problems. So let me just share with you how they can still survive, right, in future, even though they have no degrees. So this is just something that I'm thinking out loud right now. So for example, let's say there is a dentistry, right? They fix braces. One braces, I did it before, about $3,000 a pop, right? So one patient comes in, 3,000, maybe 5,000. Let's make it $3,000 at the start. And let's say this dentist, they have problem finding customers. What if your child is someone who can be the middleman? I can find, let's say, potential customers for this dentistry. Maybe their friends are in need of braces. Maybe they know people who desperately could get help from a good dentistry. And they work with the dentist and say, hey, you know what? You charge $3,000 for each patient. I'll take 50%, $1,500. How about that? Well, to the dentistry, that's so-called free money because they wouldn't have gotten the patient at the start to start with without this, let's say, without your child's help. Okay, and your child just earned $1,500 just for referring one patient. So if you refer 2 patients a month, that's pretty much a fresh grad starting pay. Even more than the 2.5K that I was hoping to get. A first class honors. Not that it helped a lot. So can you see how if your child can solve problem in the real world, you don't have to be afraid that they will go hungry. You don't have to be afraid that they will be so-called useless. Okay, so number 1, the dentistry example. Dentistry. Okay. Or how about this? Number 2. Maybe your child is into fitness. You know, maybe doing the TRX, you know, doing the gym. Got a 6-packs, pretty buff up, biceps, chest. And do you need a degree to get 6-packs and biceps and chest? No. It's all on the internet. It's more of a implementation. Figuring out what works, try it out, and then, you know, follow the process, right? Dieting, exercising, and stuff like that. And let's say, you know, he looks good, like a model physique. You don't need 3 years to get a model physique. I mean, you don't need to spend 3 years learning how to get a model physique, right? You can do it in a matter of months and learn what works or not. Reading a few books, internet, stuff like that. But anyway, to the point. Let's say your child is someone who can help people get fit as well. Maybe personal training, he charged like, you know, $50 an hour. How much does he need to get 3K a month? Now, if my math serves me right, he needs to work 60 hours at $50 an hour to earn 3K a month. That's like 15 hours a week, about 2 to 3 hours a day. Compared to someone, fresh grad, working 8, 9, 10 hours a day, getting 3K a month. Is it difficult to... Okay, let me just, before I talk about it, let's talk about, say, fitness. Okay, so these are 2 examples. Let me see if I can come out one more examples at the snap of my fingers. Let's say one more example. Let's say the third thing. Your child loves to talk to people. He loves providing solution to solve people's problems. So that's essentially, you know, salesmanship, right? Selling solution to people's problem. If you buy a car, right, you're solving the problem of, you know, convenience, transportation. If you buy, let's say, a supplement, right, is to solve maybe your fitness issue or your health issue or whatever. Okay, so if your child is someone who can do sales, okay, who can help a company sell their products, you can be sure that he will earn a certain commission for whatever he sells. Again, you don't need a degree to do that. You don't need 3 years in school to do any of this, like for example, the dentistry middleman, being a fitness junkie, or, you know, just being a good salesman. Is it easy to start with? Does it mean that, you know, the moment they start right now, they'll get, you know, 3 or 4K doing any of these 3 examples? No, of course not. There's a learning curve. But the thing is, the learning curve, chances are, it won't take you a full 3 years. And you don't even need to come up money up front, like a degree education. My time is about 30,000 a year. 20 years time, your child might be, I don't know, 60, 70, 80,000 a year. When you do these 3 examples, it's all, the knowledge all out there. It's a matter of figuring things out yourself, right? And getting the answers and then to implement it. The difference with this and getting a degree and competing with everyone else out there is that these few examples that I've shared with you, there's no limit to how much you can potentially earn. There's no so-called, anyone to judge you like how much you're worth, to say you only deserve 2.5K a month or 3K a month. No, right? With these examples, right, with the problem-solving attitude, how much you want to make is pretty much dependent entirely on yourself. So this is what I hope that parents would share with their children, right? To adopt a problem-solving attitude. Entrepreneurship attitude, if you want to call it that. There are problems out there to be solved in the world. And if you can solve problems, the biggest problem that you can solve, the better you'll get paid. And the competition in this field, I would say it's not as high rather than competing with people with similar degree paper that took 3 years and $50,000. Okay, so just something for you to think about if you are a parent. Okay, this is I would say the future of your children. I would say many parents are going down the route of getting a degree education, getting a master's, and then at the end of the day, they kind of realize that, hey, I'm competing with everyone with the same paper, the same qualification, and maybe even, look like you as well. So think about this, and I wish you all the best. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon.